Hi everyone, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. I've done quite a few videos about the rule changes for this season. Today, let's discuss step sequence and choreographic sequences. These are two totally different things. What is the difference between a step sequence and a choreographic sequence? As a reminder, I am a PSA ranked and rated coach. That does not make me an official spokesperson for US Figure Skating, the ISU, or the Professional Skaters Association. My interest is from a coaching standpoint. As a coach, I'm responsible for knowing the rules of the sport so that I can work with my skaters when creating competitive programs. These rules may be interpreted differently. This is only my understanding of how the rules are applied. With all that out of the way, let's dive into step sequence and choreographic sequences. There is a change to the definition of a choreographic sequence. A choreographic sequence consists of at least two different movements, such as spirals, arabesques, spread eagles, Ina Bowers, hydroblading, any jumps with a maximum of 2 revolutions, spins, etc. Steps and turns used to be more prevalent in a choreographic sequence. You may still perform steps and turns, but the tech panel primarily looks to see skating movements and encourage creativity. They need to see 2 different skating movements that are clearly visible. This is your opportunity to be very creative. Movements like knee slides do count in choreographic sequences. Just be sure that you can control it. If it appears that there was a loss of balance, that could be construed as a fall. Make sure you can master the movements you include in your choreographic sequence. Look for consistency. Choreographic sequences are identified by the technical panel by looking at your first skating movement in the sequence. The sequence's conclusion is the preparation of the next element outside of the sequence. The choreographic sequence is included in junior and senior free skating and has a fixed base value. The judges will only evaluate the grade of execution, or GOE. Remember that choreographic sequences are different from a choreographic step sequence. For example, Excel events have a required choreographic step sequence. It's different from the choreographic sequences that we're talking about here. Choreographic sequences and choreographic step sequences are not the same thing. CHSQ is the IJS abbreviation for the choreographic sequence. CHST is the IJS abbreviation for a choreographic step sequence. Always check your program requirements and work with your coach to meet those requirements. The pattern is not restricted, but the sequence must be clearly visible. By contrast, a step sequence is more technical than a choreographic sequence. All step sequences should be executed according to the character of the music. Short stops in accordance with the music are permitted. Step sequences must fully utilize the ice surface. Turns and steps must be balanced in their distribution throughout the entire sequence. You can include free skating movements like spread eagles and spirals inside a step sequence without affecting the even distribution of turns and steps. You can also include any unlisted jumps and listed jumps with a maximum of 1 revolution in the step sequence without any penalties. Listed jumps of not more than 1 revolution will not be called and will not occupy a box. Listed jumps with more than 1 revolution can be included in the step sequence. They will be called and occupy a box. However, there should be no long sections without turns or steps. Turns are twizzles, brackets, loops, counters, rockers, and 3 turns. Steps are toe steps, chassés, mohawks, choctaws, change of edge, and cross rolls. For the minimum variety, you must include at least 5 difficult turns and steps. None of the types can be counted more than twice. The key word there is difficult. It can't just be what you consider to be difficult or complicated. Difficult turns and steps are twizzles, brackets, loops, counters, rockers, and choctaws. Make sure you have all those necessary turns executed on clean edges. If a turn is jumped, it's not counted. You may remember this from my video about steps and turns. Judges are evaluating your turns and steps by the exit and entry edges. Having good entry and exits is critical to get credit for your difficult turns. 3 turns and mohawks are not considered difficult. Only 1 difficult turn may be repeated once in the 2 combinations. We sometimes call these your clusters. The repeated turn can be executed in 1 combination. For example, first combination, rocker, counter, rocker. Second combination or cluster, bracket, twizzle, loop. Or the repeated difficult turn can be executed once in each combination. For example, first combination or cluster, bracket, counter, loop. The second combination or cluster, rocker, counter, twizzle. 3 turns, change of edge, and jump and hop changes of the feet are not permitted in your combinations or clusters. It's important to understand that a turn's exit edge is the next turn's entry edge. Your free foot must not touch the ice between the turns. Each combination must be executed with continuous flow. You must have continuous flow within the sequence. That's important. It's not just doing 3 clean, difficult turns in a row. It's 3 clean, difficult turns in a row with continuous flow. Only the first combination attempted on each foot can be counted. There is no maximum number of turns, but there must be at least 3 consecutive and correct difficult turns to count. The tech panel wants to see you demonstrate mastery of the 5 difficult turns and steps. In your clusters, you're performing 6 difficult turns. That is why you're allowed to repeat 1 of them. While you can repeat a difficult turn in the same cluster, let's say for example, rocker, counter, rocker in 1 cluster, that leaves you with twizzle, loop, and bracket. How can you make that work for you in your second cluster? It could be tricky. So work with your coach to develop clusters that work best for you and your skating. Only the first cluster on each foot can count towards the level feature, and the first one you do on that foot is the only one that will be evaluated. That changed a few years ago. The technical panel is only evaluating the first one they see. Unlike the choreographic sequence, a step sequence is called with a level of difficulty. Minimum variety is a level 1. It must include at least 5 difficult turns and steps. None of the types can be counted more than twice. If a skater does not perform a minimum variety of steps and turns, the level cannot be higher than basic. Simple variety is a level 2. This must include 7 difficult turns and steps. None of the types can be counted more than twice. Variety is a level 3. It must include at least 9 difficult turns and steps. Complexity is a level 4 of difficult turns and steps. You must include at least 11 difficult turns and steps. 5 types of turns and steps must be executed in both directions. Directions means that your body rotates to the left or the right during the turn. It is not direction that the turn is rotating in. It's your body rotation with any listed and unlisted steps and turns for at least 1/3 of the sequence in one rotational direction and at least 1/3 of the sequence in total in the opposite direction. It doesn't mean it has to be on another foot. Your body does have to be rotating in another direction. Use of body movements means visible use for a combined total of at least 1/3 of the pattern. Any movement of the arms or head or torso or hips or legs that influence the balance of the main body core. There's no longer a required pattern. The step sequence must be visible, identifiable, and performed using the entire ice surface. For example, straight line, serpentine, circle, oval, or similar shape. There's also now a reduction in GOE for a small pattern. If you were to do a small circle that does not fully utilize the ice, the judges now have a mandated reduction of GOE of -1 to -3. So be sure to fully use the ice in your step sequence. The technical panel evaluates 4 things in a step sequence: turns, rotations, clusters, and full body usage. Focus on your steps to showcase a mastery of turn quality, balance, and rotational agility. One bad edge in a cluster can cost you an entire level in your step sequence. Short program for senior and junior men and for senior and junior women must include one step sequence. Well-balanced senior free skating program must contain one step sequence. A step sequence is not included in junior free skate. The intermediate level does not have to fall under these rules for step sequences. In intermediate, you can only get awarded 5 difficult turns for a level 1 or 7 difficult turns and rotation for a level 2. The maximum that an intermediate skater can reach is a level 2. If you're competing intermediate, you cannot be awarded a level 3 or a level 4. To be clear, nothing has changed for the intermediate step sequence. I have other videos about turns and steps. The rule changes too. There's a link to all of them in the description down below. If you like this video, please give it a like and share it with somebody else you think it could help. Just post it to your social media too. I post videos every week that can help you with your figure skating, your fitness, nutrition, and ultimately live a better life. So remember to subscribe and ring that bell so that you never miss a video. This is Aimée. Thank you for watching. I will see you real soon. Happy skating. Bye.